Good evening and welcome to the news tonight here on Rajya Sabha TV, your one-stop for the day's top stories from India and across the world. I'm Tracy Shilshi and here are the headlines. Opposition delegation from Jammu and Kashmir meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi, appeal for a political approach and a ban on pellet guns to resolve the current crisis in the valley. Prime Minister Narendra Modi promises full central support to 5 flood-hit states. Nearly 40 people are killed and over 26,400 people are rescued from the affected areas. Turkish President Erdogan confirms that Saturday's suicide attacker was a child aged between 12 to 14 years. More than 27 of the 54 people killed were under the age of 18. An Olympic silver medalist PV Sindhu arrives to a rousing welcome in Hyderabad, also selected as a recipient of the Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Awards along with Sakshi Malik, Deepa Karmakar and Jeetu Rai. Our top story, a delegation of opposition parties from Jammu and Kashmir led by National Conference's Omar Abdullah today called on Prime Minister Narendra Modi. In fact, the PM told them that a permanent solution to the problem needs to be found within the framework of the Constitution. Later, the delegation also met leaders of left parties.
Opposition parties from Jammu and Kashmir led by Omar Abdullah met Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday. They appealed for a political approach to resolve the current crisis in the Kashmir Valley. The opposition leaders also reiterated their demand for a total ban on the use of pellet guns in the state.
जनाब आज तमाम अपोजिशन पार्टीज़ के हवाले से वज़ीर आज़म साहब से बात हुई। एक बहुत ही अच्छे माहौल में बात हुई। बड़े इत्मीनान से वज़ीर आज़म साहब ने सबकी बातें सुनी और हमारे मेमोरेंडम को स्वीकार किया। हमने उनसे वही बातें की जो लगातार दिल्ली आने के बाद हमने हर किसी के साथ की कि जम्मू कश्मीर का जो मसला और ख़ासकर आजकल जो घाटी में एक सूरत हाल बनी हुई है, सही तरीके से उसका इलाज खोज के निकालना बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है।
ये लॉ एंड ऑर्डर का ही मसला नहीं है, ये सिक्योरिटी कंसर्न्स का ही मसला नहीं है, ये एंगर, ये जो वहाँ बहरान है, क्राइसिस है, इसकी नवीयत पॉलिटिकल है। इस वजह से बातचीत के दरवाजे खुले किए जाए, एक मैसेज जाए कश्मीर के अंदर कि हम मुल्क बातचीत करने के लिए तैयार हैं।
उसने ज़ाती तौर पर कहा कि जो आपने बात की उसको मैं ये मेरे को टच कर गई, तो इसी तरह से और साथियों ने भी जो बात की और क्लोजिंग रिमार्क्स जो उसके रहे उसमें उसने एग्री किया कि डेवलपमेंट अकेले या लॉ एंड ऑर्डर के नज़रिए से डील करना इन मामलों का सलूशन नहीं हो सकता है। वो एक अपनी कार्रवाई करेंगे, मगर कहीं न कहीं बातचीत लोगों से करने की जरूरत है, ये मैं मानता हूं।
The Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir has welcomed the meeting between the opposition leaders and the Prime Minister.
जम्मू कश्मीर में अमन बहाल करने के लिए, जम्मू कश्मीर में ये जो इस वक्त खून खराबा हो रहा है, पत्थरबाजी हो रही है, बाकी हड़तालों की वजह से लोगों की जो है मालो जान का नुकसान हो रहा है। अगर अपोजिशन में ये समझती है कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर और प्रेसिडेंट से मिलके वो इसका कोई हल निकाल सकते हैं, बहुत अच्छी बात है।
Expressing deep concern and pain over the prevailing situation in Kashmir, the Prime Minister appealed for restoration of normalcy in the state. Meanwhile, the BJP, which is also the coalition partner with PDP in the state, urged the opposition to stand united with the government on this issue.
कांग्रेस ने और एनसी ने बहुत राजनीति कर ली, लंबे समय तक आप सत्ता में वहाँ रहे हैं और आप आग में घी डालने का आप काम मत करिए। देश की सुरक्षा के लिए अब आप सरकार के साथ खड़े रहिए और पाकिस्तान को एक्सपोज करने का काम करिए। पाकिस्तान का जो षड्यंत्र है इसका पर्दाफाश करिए और वहाँ शांति और अमन में आप सहयोग करिए। मैं मानता हूँ कि ये देश के लिए भी अच्छा होगा और नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस और कांग्रेस पार्टी के लिए भी अच्छा होगा।
The opposition delegation from Jammu and Kashmir has been camping in the national capital for the last few days. Last week, they met President Pranab Mukherjee and Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi to apprise them of the situation in the state. Vishal Daya, Rajya Sabha TV, Delhi.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday promised the centre's full support to 5 flooded states in rescue and relief operations. The flood situation in Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, UP and Uttarakhand remains grim. More than 26,400 people have so far been rescued by the NDRF from flood-ravaged areas. Here's more.
Non-stop heavy rains have increased water levels in major rivers above the danger mark, triggering floods in Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Uttarakhand and Rajasthan. Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed concern over the situation and assured complete support from the centre in relief operations. Earlier, Home Minister Rajnath Singh had a telephonic conversation with the chief ministers of the 5 flood-hit states and took stock of the situation. In Bihar, the rising levels of Ganga affected all districts situated along the banks of the river. Low-lying areas of Patna, Vaishali, Bhojpur, Buxar, Munger, Saran and many other districts are underwater, while the movements of train was stopped due to submerged railway tracks. The Home Ministry said almost 38.9 lakh people in Bihar had been displaced by the floods.
बहुत दिक्कत हो रहा है, पूरा माल जाल मवेशी सब कुछ दह रहा है, बहुत दिक्कत हो रहा है। खाने पीने की कोई व्यवस्था नहीं है, कोई नाव भी साधन नहीं है, कायों का नाव कितना हम लोग क्या करेंगे?
In Uttar Pradesh, the flood situation in the eastern parts turned grim, with the Ganga rising in many places including in Allahabad and Varanasi. 24 districts and estimated 90,000 people are affected. 5 teams of NDRF, a team each from Air Force, Navy and Army and 18 teams of local police have been deployed for the relief work. The Army is on standby for rescue efforts in Allahabad.
लोग अभी भी फंसे हुए, जानवर फंसे हुए हैं, मर रहे हैं। यहाँ कोई व्यवस्था नहीं है, लोगों की कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा है, कोई व्यवस्था नहीं, ना सिर्फ नाव आ रही है, लोगों को लाद के ला रही है, लेकिन खाने पीने लोगों के पास कुछ भी नहीं है, ना टिकने का कोई साधन है।
3 दिन से पानी यहाँ आ रहा है। यहाँ मान लीजिए खेत वगैरह तो खत्म हो गया, बकरी वगैरह ये सब था, सब्जी बोए थे वो सब खत्म हो गया। अब बस घरों में पानी घुसना चालू हो गया है।
In Madhya Pradesh, at least 25 districts and 3.7 lakh people are affected by the floods. The state is running 135 camps, which is looking after 19,000 people. In Rajasthan, the floods killed 6 persons. An alert has been sounded in nearby areas of Chambal River in Karoli after an increase in water levels. Rescue operations are in full swing in Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Rajasthan, Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh. The Indian Meteorological Department has predicted heavy to very heavy rainfall in the next 48 hours in eastern Rajasthan, West Madhya Pradesh, southeast Uttar Pradesh. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
In other news, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Afghan President Ashraf Ghani on Monday jointly inaugurated Kabul's Store Palace via video conferencing. While Prime Minister Modi said that India would always stand with the neighbouring country in ensuring peace and stability, Ghani said Kabul will spare no effort in overcoming terror and extremism.
Calling Afghanistan a close friend, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday assured that India will always stand by it in its quest for peace and stability. Modi joined Afghanistan President Ashraf Ghani via video conferencing from New Delhi to inaugurate the renovated Store Palace in Kabul.
The pledge of our partnership and strength of our friendship with Afghanistan is unwavering. Today's event is a testimony to the resolve and range of our cooperative endeavors. We want each Afghan to flourish and your society to be benefited from fruits of economic growth. Whatever may be the odds, India will work with you for a bright future of all Afghans.
Along with the Aga Khan Development Network, the two leaders had signed a tripartite agreement to restore the Store Palace 3 years ago. The project cost an estimated $5.7 million to India. Ghani thanked India for its support and said ties between the two nations will only grow stronger.
امروز نیز دولت و ملت هند با سهم گرفتن در پروژه‌های کوچک و بزرگ بازسازی و انکشافی در گوشه و کنار افغانستان می‌خواهند که ما در برابر مشکلات
India has spent more than $1 billion on Afghanistan reconstruction projects and humanitarian aid, making it one of the largest donors to the war-torn country. A new National Assembly building in Kabul and major power line and road construction have been among the main projects funded by India. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And now let's take you through what else is making news across the country today in Nationwide. A Delhi court awarded the death penalty to 2 convicts and life term to another for robbing and killing Jigisha Ghosh. The court also imposed a fine of 9 lakh rupees, of which 6 lakh rupees is to be given to the family as compensation. IT executive Jigisha was abducted and killed in 2009. Ten people were killed and 19 injured when a private bus fell into a canal in the Khammam district of Telangana. The bus was en route to Kakinada in Andhra Pradesh. The injured were rushed to a government general hospital. The police have filed a case and a rescue operation is underway. At least 72 cases of dengue were reported in Uttar Pradesh and Assam. The cases are on rise after the states were hit by floods. Since June, 36 cases have been detected in both states. There's no casualty or deaths till date, though. On to international news, and Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan said on Monday that the suicide attack on a wedding party in Gaziantep city on Saturday was carried out by a child aged between 12 to 14 years. As many as 54 people were killed in the attack, the deadliest in a series of bombings in Turkey this year. Media reports say that at least half of the number of those victims were under the age of 18 years. Erdogan also blamed terror group Islamic State for the attack, adding that the border region with Syria must be completely cleansed of extremist forces. Meanwhile, the US and South Korean joint military exercise has heightened tensions in the Korean peninsula, with the North threatening nuclear strikes. Pyongyang sees the military exercise as unwarranted aggression. However, the US has assured that the exercises were non-provocative.
North Korea has condemned the US-South Korea joint exercises, even threatening a preemptive nuclear strike. The United States and South Korea kicked off their annual military exercises on Monday amid already heightened tension on the Korean peninsula. Tensions have also been raised by the defection of a Pyongyang diplomat.
부터 조선인민군 1차 타격연합부대들이 을지 프리덤 가디언 합동군사연습에 투입된 모든 적 공격 집단들의 선제적인 보복 타격을 가할 수 있게 항시적인 결전 태세를 견지하고 있다는 것을 똑바로 알아야 한다. 핵전쟁 방신자들이 우리의 자주권이 행사되는 신성한 영토와 영의 영공에 대한 사소한 침략 징후라도 보이는 경우 가차없이 우리식의 핵손제 타격을 퍼부어 도발의 야성을 잿더미로 만들어 버린다는 것을 명심해야 한다.
About 25,000 US troops are joining in the Olchi Freedom Garden exercise, which runs until the 2nd of September. The US-led UN Command Military Armistice Commission said it has notified the North Korean army that the exercises were non-provocative in nature. However, South Korea adopted a less reconciliatory tone.
이처럼 북한의 도발 가능성이 그 어느 때보다도 높고 북한의 핵과 미사일은 직접적이고 현실적인 위협인 만큼 이에 대응하는 우리의 훈련도 북한의 도발에 대비한 실전 같은 훈련이 되어야 하겠습니다. 정부와 군은 북한이 국면 전환을 위해 UFG 연습을 빌미로 도발할 가능성에 대해 만반의 대비태세를 갖추고 만일 물리적 도발을 일으킬 경우에는 철저하게 응징해야 할 것입니다.
The North sees the annual military exercises as preparations for invasion. The North has become increasingly isolated, especially after its 4th nuclear test in January and the launch of a long-range rocket in February. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And let's give you some international news updates in Global Buzz. Singapore Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong took ill while delivering a speech at the National Day rally. He, however, returned to the stage after an hour's break. His official Twitter account said that he felt unsteady because of prolonged standing heat and dehydration. It also mentioned that his heart is fine and he did not have a stroke. Iraq hanged 36 militants who were sentenced to death over the mass killing of Shiite soldiers at a Baghdad camp 2 years ago. As many as 1,700 soldiers were killed in the incident. The executions were carried out at a prison in Syria. This was the highest number of militants executed in a day by the Iraqi government since 2014. Foreign Secretary of the Philippines, Perfecto Yese, today clarified that his country was not leaving the United Nations. His statement comes a day after the president threatened to quit the body after it called for an end to the wave of killings unleashed by his war on drugs. Yese added that the president's statement does not indicate a threat to leave the United Nations. Heavy rain drenched Tokyo as Typhoon Manuel swept into the Japanese capital. It brought floods that suspended train services and high winds that forced airlines to cancel hundreds of flights. 10 people were injured in the storm. The weather agency issued heavy rain and flood warnings in all of 23 wards of central Tokyo. Flights were cancelled as well at Tokyo's Haneda and Narita airports. Libyan forces renewed their push to oust Islamic State in Sirte, saying they seized the city's main mosque and a jail run by them. The forces said that they are close to capturing Sirte after taking most of the city in a 3-month campaign and restricting militants to small residential area. With that, a quick break here. We'll be back with more news in a bit. Stay with us.
Tales that inspire. Stories of social change. A salute to diversity. Promoting public discourse. Events that motivate. Inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries.
Welcome back. Now, in an unprecedented move, the Sports Ministry has decided to confer the Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award to 4 sportspersons, including Olympic medalists PV Sindhu and Sakshi Malik, gymnast Deepa Karmakar and shooter Jeetu Rai. The Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award is in fact given for the spectacular and most outstanding performance in the field of sports by a sportsperson over a period of 4 years. Deepa Karmakar finished a commendable 4th in the vault final at Rio after becoming the only Indian woman ever to qualify for the Olympics final in gymnastics. PV Sindhu won the silver medal in badminton, while Sakshi Malik won the bronze in wrestling. Shooter Jeetu Rai, though did not do too well in Rio, has been a consistent performer over the past few years, winning laurels for the country at the Commonwealth Games and the World Championship. He is currently ranked number 3 in the world. In fact, PV Sindhu came home to a rousing reception on Monday, and thousands of fans and well-wishers gathered to catch a glimpse of the shuttler as she rode through Hyderabad city before reaching the Gachibowli Stadium for a government-organized function. Sindhu's coach, Bulletin Gopichand, was with her, and he assured the crowd that her best was yet to come.
Olympic silver medalist PV Sindhu came back home to Hyderabad to a rousing welcome on Monday. The shuttler and her coach Bulletin Gopichand rode through a cheering city in an open double-decker bus to the Gachibowli Stadium. At the stadium, she did another victory lap, this time on a jeep. People in the jam-packed stadium pushed and shoved for a glimpse of the champion and an opportunity to shake her hand. Sindhu's welcome was reminiscent of that accorded only to victorious cricket teams till now.
Thank you for everything. Mukyanga మీ సపోర్ట్ వల్ల మీ బ్లెస్సింగ్స్ వల్ల ఇవాళ నేను ఇక్కడ ఉన్నానని చెప్పొచ్చు అండ్ స్పెషల్లీ మా గురువు గారికి గోపీచంద్ గారికి థ్యాంక్ యూ బికాజ్ ఆయన వల్ల నేను ఇవాళ ఇక్కడ ఉన్నాను and also my parents ki, because they have really supported me and chala motivate chesaru, and also the support staff. And I would like to thank Telangana government, KCR garu and KTR garu inka andarki.
మన దేశానికి గర్వం తెప్పించిన ఇద్దరు అమ్మాయిలు సింధు సాక్షి వీళ్ళిద్దరికి కేటీఆర్ గారు అన్నట్టు ఐ థింక్ హ్యాట్స్ ఆఫ్ టు దెమ్, హ్యాట్స్ ఆఫ్ టు ద విమెన్ ఫర్ యాక్చువల్లీ saving our respect in front of the whole world.
Along with wrestler Sakshi Malik, who won a bronze, Sindhu ensured that India did not return empty-handed from Rio. Her beaming coach, an accomplished shuttler himself, claimed Sindhu's best was yet to come.
She's still far away from that complete transformation. I still believe that we have only seen glimpses of what she's capable of. And I believe that she's got more potential. And I'm just waiting for her to realize that, and hopefully it might take time. We need to be patient.
So many things, and I'm really very thankful to my coach, sir, and also my parents, because they've really supported me and motivated me all the time. And I think even they've done like many sacrifices. So overall, it's paid off, because I feel hard work is a success and is the key. I think I'm really very happy, and my team is very good.
Both Telangana and Andhra Pradesh have announced rewards to celebrate Sindhu's success. The Telangana government will give her a cash reward of 5 crore rupees, a residential plot in Hyderabad, and has also offered her a job. The Andhra Pradesh government too has offered Sindhu a job and will give her a cash reward of 3 crore rupees and a residential plot in Amravati. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And good news in tennis as well. Sania Mirza moved to the #1 spot in the WTA doubles ranking after teaming up with Barbara Strykova. On Sunday, Sania defeated her former partner Martina Hingis and Coco van der Week 7-5, 6-4 in the Cincinnati finals, paving the way for her to take sole possession of the highest rank. Sania Mirza and Martina Hingis ended their successful partnership last month as joint #1s, stating professional reasons. Playing together, both claimed 14 titles, including 3 Grand Slams. However, both of them will play in October's year-end WTA Tour Championships in Singapore. Now, the Rio 2016 Games came to a close on Sunday with the closing ceremony being held at the Maracana Stadium in Rio de Janeiro. International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach declared the Games closed to mark the official end of the 17-day sporting spectacle.
I declare the Games of the 31st Olympiad closed.
The Rio 2016 Olympic Games came to a close on Sunday with the closing ceremony being held at the Maracana Stadium in Rio de Janeiro. Athletes from around the globe danced to music as they paraded through the closing ceremony. Nearly 11,000 athletes from 205 countries took part in the 17-day extravaganza that featured nearly 306 events in 42 sports disciplines. India too fielded its biggest contingent this time with almost 120 athletes. For India, wrestler Sakshi Malik, who won India's first medal in the Rio Games, was the flag bearer at the closing ceremony. She became the obvious choice as India's only other medalist, PV Sindhu, who bagged a silver in women's singles badminton, left for Hyderabad on Saturday. India's campaign in this edition of Summer Olympic Games turned out to be very disappointing as they won just 2 medals compared to the 2012 London Olympics, where it managed to pull 6 medals, including 2 silver and 4 bronze. But it saw some memorable achievements as Indian shuttler PV Sindhu scripted history by becoming the first Indian woman to win an Olympic silver. In wrestling, Sakshi Malik claimed the bronze medal to become the first Indian woman wrestler to achieve this feat. However, India could have won 2 more medals if ace shooter Abhinav Bindra and gymnast Deepa Karmakar had not failed by a whisker in the finals of their respective events. Meanwhile, in the overall medal standings, the US topped the list on the final day with 121 medals. That includes 46 gold, 37 silver and 38 bronze. Great Britain bagged 27 gold, 23 silver and 17 bronze to stand at the second spot with 67 medals. While 2012 London Olympic runner-up China slipped to the third spot with 26 gold, 18 silver and 26 bronze. Meanwhile, India secured the 67th position with 1 silver and 1 bronze. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, sports fans in India had given up hopes of any Olympic honours this year till Sakshi Malik and PV Sindhu ended the medal drought for India. But the question is, couldn't the country have done any better? The Parliamentary Standing Committee on Human Resources has tried to answer the question in a report that it submitted to Parliament in the monsoon session.
Olympic medals for badminton player PV Sindhu and wrestler Sakshi Malik may have calmed down the nation's anxiety somewhat, but the real concern remains. Why can't a country of over 1 billion earn more honours in the sporting arena? The Standing Committee on Human Resources has provided some answers. In a report that was presented to Parliament in the recent monsoon session, it has pointed out that the public sector is not contributing its share on sports promotion to the National Sports Development Fund. The report recommends that other than this fund, corporate social responsibility contributions should also be spent on players.
They are not supporting to the extent they should. See, today everyone is feeling that India is not winning any medals in the Olympic, and they stop with that. When the games are on, everyone looks at the TV, they lament for it and they do their own work. Rather, we have got very, very talented people in the country who are not being encouraged and who are not properly utilized.
The sports department accepts that the sports performance so far doesn't do credit to a large country like India. It says that in addition to sports facilities, the country suffers from a serious shortage of equipment, medicines and specialists. The sports department also feels that Indians don't adopt sports as a career, not only because of the risk of uncertainty, but also a severe lack of money. Government data clearly shows how India lags far behind the countries on the top of the sporting medals table. For instance, America spends 22 rupees a day on its sportspersons, UK spends 50 paise a day, and even a small country like Jamaica spends 19 paise, while India manages only 3 paise. Experts blame the government's apathy in building a sporting culture.
I think it's a responsibility of every department that the banks should be instructed, or the public sector organizations should also be instructed that they should contribute to their maximum to support sports.
The Standing Committee has urged both the central and state governments to increase its funding to sports on priority. In the context of the Olympics, India's progress from 1920 to 2012 has earned the country just 24 medals. These include 8 gold medals in hockey that were won between 1928 and 1980. In 2008, Abhinav Bindra got a gold medal in shooting. This is the third report of the Standing Committee on the condition and lack of funds in sports. It has flagged concern that while banks are not investing in sports, the government has also neither taken action on its reports nor fixed accountability for the situation. Panchanan Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
We'll leave you with that food for thought. That's all we have for you on the news tonight. Thank you for joining us.